If you are concerned about Canada's healthcare system, then you should also be concerned about climate change. In June 2015, The Lancet, a top peer-reviewed medical journal, published a report that concluded that the threat to human health from climate change is so great that it could undermine the last 50 years of gains in development and global health. The report says that the direct health impacts of climate change come from frequent and intense extreme weather events, while the indirect impacts come from changes in infectious disease patterns, air pollution, food insecurity and malnutrition, and displacement and conflicts. The good news is the panel also said burning fewer fossil fuels reduces respiratory diseases, and that getting people cycling and walking more cuts pollution, road accidents, and rates of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. On August 26, 2015, the Canadian Medical Association approved a motion to promote positive health impacts of pricing carbon emissions. They cited British Columbia's carbon tax as a good example. BC's fossil fuel tax has reduced consumption of fossil fuels by 16%, and yet the provincial GDP has grown above the national average. Simply, the best way to decrease fossil fuel emissions is to price carbon pollution. However, the problem of climate change cannot be solved by the provinces acting alone. We need a federal carbon price that will easily be adapted nationally and globally. Cap and trade is not the best choice for pricing carbon, primarily because of transparency concerns and the potential for misappropriation. An August 2015 report from the Stockholm Environment Institute revealed that the majority of carbon credits sold under the United Nations carbon credit scheme by Russia and Ukraine were a scam, and that no actual emissions were reduced. I personally support the carbon fee and dividend policy. The government puts a fee on carbon pollution and gives 100% of the revenue back to the citizens on an equitable basis. Citizens Climate Lobby has been lobbying Parliament for a carbon fee and dividend since 2010. In 2011, the Green Party of Canada adopted the carbon fee and dividend as their national carbon pricing policy. The climate crisis is a nonpartisan issue and requires a long-term national solution that will extend well past multiple election cycles. Thus, a transparent carbon pricing policy with broad political appeal is needed. Carbon fee and dividend is undeniably more transparent than cap and trade. Right-leaning thinkers should like it because it does not grow government size and is a market-based solution. Returning the revenue back to the citizens will reduce income inequality and thus should appeal to left-leaning thinkers. Others may favor it because it applies to the polluters pay principle. Lori Goldstein, a Sun Media columnist, said in July 2015, "If you're serious about reducing greenhouse gas emissions, the Green Party should be your party." In August, the Globe and Mail's editorial board gave the Green Party of Canada the highest marks of all political parties for their carbon pricing policy. It is time to get serious about reducing greenhouse gas emissions. All federal parties, not just the Green Party, should consider the carbon fee and dividend policy to protect public health and ensure the viability of our national healthcare system.